Alrighty, bear with me here for a second. I can skip this part. I'll go ahead and tell you exactly where to skip to. Probably about 25 seconds because I'm gonna no, actually, let's skip that. 25 seconds on the clock. Skip to 25. That's what I say. That's when the information starts coming in for me. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just kidding. So I got the cup. I don't have the book with me today, but I got the cup. And I started talking about some of these events I was going to. So I just figured, hey, I have, I got the degree in psychology, but I never get to discuss psychology with people. I just don't. And so I'm really left to the research and to my own logic to decipher some of the ideas and concepts. So a lot of it just gets whooshed away, and I'm just trying to try different ways, I guess. We're living in a tech age, so it's always good to take advantage of that, even though tech is destroying our lives at the same time. But that's that's another story. But yeah. Well, first of all, I like the crippling effect of isolation that happens on people is exactly that, crippling, and it can be, and it's one of those silent killers. It's almost silent conditions in which people don't really think about a lot, and so I don't know. You might even have more information and more experience and knowledge than I do. I just know that the facts state that people can be the isolation is can have a crippling effect on your mental state. So I'm not talking about me specifically, just in a broad sense. So that's what I was kind of alluding to, and wanted to connect with my ideas and with my with what I'm trying to do here in speaking over video. But on top of that, to further connect that, I wanted to talk about how the events, because I had mentioned them the other day, and we were talking about the Ducks game and whatnot, and why I'm deciding not to go to that is that there's a lot of different there's always these different causes, and I'm trying to do as much as I can, but it's overwhelming. I'm only one person, and it's really, you have to be connected to be able to make a lot of progress and I won't make this video too long, but you have to you have to be connected with other groups and people who are on the same page. So I'm having trouble with that. So I'm really, it's all chaotic for me. So I'm just trying to do what I can, and but it helps. It helps to there's a lot of different parts to it. Besides the education part, make sure you're informed, and then the action part where you're taking some sort of action, the protest, whatever, outreach and stuff like that. Yeah, then there's the outreach where you're building solidarity and whatnot. And then there's just there's a lot more. There's a lot more to it, and so the education part kind of gets me stagnant sometimes, because, like I said, a lot of it gets whooshed away. Speaking of whoosh, I have Nike passes, so folks want to go to the Nike store and get really, really big discounts. They got that, and then a lot of the information gets whooshed away, and so it's good for me to have that's what I was trying to say, to have an outlet or a method for making sure that information gets solidified in my fucking that thing. So Venezuela, Venezuela, despite whatever right-wing rhetoric some people might have, not pointing fingers at anybody, Java, but this is a pattern, the gunboat diplomacy that the U.S. is. This is not even psychology. This is politics, but the right-wing policies or the gunboat policies that U.S. government has are the policies that they are sorry, I drew a blank. The way that they're handling this situation is like textbook. It's like history repeating itself. Is one thing I've noticed. This is not something new. You know, I know the president of Venezuela is talking about, do you want another Gaza? Do you want another Libya? Do you want another whatever? Yeah, he's damn. I mean, to say what you, I don't know much about him. I'm not necessarily saying that I am like on his side. Well, I probably am if I look into it, but it's textbook. It's the same thing. The U.S. does the same thing all the time throughout history, what they've done. And this gunboat diplomacy is no different. They send a force of intimidation to make sure your government is abiding by the U.S. capitalist interest. And then if they're not, they will use force incrementally to make sure that you abide by that, that you fall in line. So, you know, the U.S., whatever excuses that they're using for what Venezuela is doing, all that stuff is just complete bullshit. It's just a way for them for the U.S. to muscle its interest into that region. It started with oil. It's always been about oil in Venezuela, but the price of oil dropped as far as I remember. That's the reason why their socialist experiment in Venezuela went to shit, because 70% of their GDP was based off of oil, was supported by oil, and so when that tumbled, the price of oil, their whole GDP, their whole socialist economy collapsed. And I don't know much about the details of that and whatever else could have been done differently or whatever, but that was a lot of from what I understand. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I know that the facts about the oil are correct. So and the fact that they had a socialist system set up by Hugo Chavez. So the U.S. but it is. Very common knowledge, very, very, I can say with much confidence that the U.S. has a track record for doing the same exact thing that they're doing now, and that they are bullying their way into other governments and therefore bullying their way into their economies. So nobody wants that. The Venezuelan people have the means and the resources. If they are not puppeteered by imperialist governments, I'm sure that they have the resources to govern themselves. So I'm big on. I know this has been a bit of a change for me, but I do feel very passionately about this kind of stuff. So just know that's where my focus and attention has been. I've had a slow start in trying to get a lot done in the way I wanted to, but I feel very passionately about this kind of work and being connected at least to the issues. So thank you for letting me share my little rap there about what's going on there in the Caribbean. So if anyone wants to talk to me more about it or correct me or just further it, let me know. Thank you so much. Good morning and peace.